Hello, how you doing today? So I'm Ifeoluwa, your favorite tutor, and I just want to share with you little points on what I read about over the weekend. I read about the ADH hormone. Okay, so ADH, right? Anti-diuretic hormone. Anti, like we always say, antichrist and everything. Anti means against, while diuretic means what? To pass out fluids, to pass out water. A substance that helps the body to pass out water. Okay, and the hormone. Okay, it is produced in the hypothalamus but stored in the posterior pituitary gland, and it's released when necessary. So, and it is stored in these neurons called the paraventricular neurons and the supraoptic neurons. Okay, so why is it released? It is released when there's 1 to 2% increase of the plasma osmolality. And what is osmolality? Osmolality is the number of osmoles per kilogram of the solvent. That is, there's more solutes than solvents. Do you remember your biology? More solute, that is, the blood is concentrated. For example, let's use the example of water and gari now. When you soak your gari inside water, okay, and the gari is more than the water, what happens? The gari swells, right? So that's what we're trying to say, that in this case, what happens when ADH is released? ADH is released as a result of that increase in the number of osmoles. The osmoles here represents the gari. When the gari don't pass the water, that's when ADH will be released. Okay, so ADH gari don't pass the water. That is, the gari represent the osmoles here. ADH will be released. Do you understand? So I made mention of one point, that was when there's 1 to 2% increase in your plasma osmolality, ADH will be released. Okay, so when the ECF volume also drops, what is ECF? ECF means your extracellular fluid, the fluid outside your cells. When it is reduced, ADH would also be what's released. Do you understand? When blood pressure also drops, because everything works hand in hand, because reducing ECF volume will lead to reducing blood pressure. So when blood pressure also drops, ADH is also released. You get, when there is pain, when you're exercising, when your stress levels are increased, when you use certain drugs like opiate, nicotine, carbamazepine, all those all those drugs. Do you understand? ADH is released. Do you understand? And what can make the plasma osmolarity to increase? Number one is what? Dehydration. When you don't take enough fluids. All those people that will say that, oh, I don't take water, I don't take anything, and you see that your urine is yellow, very yellow and smelly. It's as a result of what? Your ADH. Do you understand? So always drink water. Okay, or don't let your water be too much too, but always drink water. Do you understand? Unless ADH will what? Reabsorb everything back, because you're not taking enough, and the body has to compensate by taking the water back. Do you understand? So when you're dehydrated, ADH will be what? Released to absorb that water that you're not taking in.